This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, dear listeners around the globe of Erith Town Football Club. Rob is laughing on his camera at the thought of any fan outside the M25 of the club. You are listening to another preview show of the Dockers Debate. And you know what? There are some weeks where trying to find a fan is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But Mark Craig, who is now joining us from Sittingbourne FC, he is the yellow pages of Sittingbourne fans, but he decided to come on himself. Mark, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Rob, how are you? I forgot to intro yourself. The Ronnie Corbett to my Ronnie Barker.
I'm fine. Yeah, watcher. I'm doing all right. Yeah, been working hard all day. Now at the end of the day, carrying on working hard, doing podcasts.
And just to let all you people know on the inside, some of the outside of the pod chat, Rob's text earlier on, are we doing this pod at 5? Yes, why? I need to put some clothes on.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, you know, the joys of working from home. Anyway, so yeah, Mark's laughing away there. Just a quick one. Yeah, we were just talking a minute off mic there. Let's not beat around the bush. This is probably the biggest home game we've had so far this season. You could argue the Ashford game, the very first ever game at Tier 4 for Erith. Other games we had, but this year, Sittingbourne, Mark, Mugs, mate, you're scoring for fun.
Yeah, it's been a pleasurable start to the season, and long may it continue. Everyone involved in the club is pulling in the right direction, and we just seem to be on the up. So every game we look to try and win. So we'll be coming to Erith looking to attack, and hopefully come away with the 3 points. If I'll be totally honest, I've been looking for the last few weeks of where we could slip up, and this was the one banana skin I was looking at, if I'll be totally honest.
Yeah,
we played some of the teams in our division, and there's a bit of a muchness. There's the top 4 that are quite good. There's 3 or 4 teams behind. I think you're one of them, and the rest of them are pretty poor, if I'll be honest. Yeah, but you're one of them teams looking like very difficult to beat, especially on your own pitch. So, it'll be an interesting game on Saturday.
I think it will, because I reckon we'll be a bit rusty, because even though, our last 2 games have been postponed because of weather and pitches and stuff like that, and then although we've managed to pull together a couple of friendlies on the 4G, a full game against proper opposition, and especially you guys because you're flying at the moment, I reckon it'll be hard fought if we get anything from it. To be fair, what do you think, Michael?
You know what? I'm looking at the league table now, and and I also for a bit of other inside information, I write the program with Rob. Rob is the program manager. I also contribute some bits and pieces, and I always do the Isthmian roundup section of the programme. And I always, ironically, like Mark, not just saying this because you're on, but I always message Rob going, "Oh, you've seen Sittingbourne again." Like Sittingbourne again are scoring, and they're scoring big goals away from home as well. You know, you're not just like nicking 1-0 here and there. You're absolutely flying. And you know, when we was at Ramsgate speaking to a few people down at Ramsgate, and you know, just how you've been and like I say your results. You know, you are at the moment, yes, you're sitting in second, you're 2 points behind, but the very least you can do is be within touching distance of the top spot, which you are. And, you know, Ramsgate, just one slip up from them, you leapfrog them. So you're obviously there on merit. But one thing I will say as well, it's you seem, yes, as soon as it sounds, you seem to thrive under pressure and you get the job done because a lot of other teams who are near that top, you know, you mentioned them, you know, Margate, Burgess Hill, Beckenham, great one. You know, they led the charge very well. Sheppey were up there for a while. Erith were looking at top five, top six. A few of them have had a few slip ups, but you're blinking under the. Well, sorry, you're not blinking in the staring contest, Mark.
No, we're not allowed to. We've got a superb manager in back room, and he just won't allow the players to get cocky. You know, they've got to perform. If you don't perform, the next player comes in. We've been a very settled side recently. It's been a squad of obviously 17. It's more or less the same 17 players for quite a while. So they know exactly what they have to do.
Yeah, that's with all due respect to Adam, like our manager, he you know uses a core, but you know again you do see quite a lot of players coming in. 17 is not a lot of players, is it? It's a very trusted few.
Yeah, and they literally have to perform, and they're doing it with a smile as well. You know, they know what they've got to do. You know, if they make a mistake or they don't perform that game, they're out the next game or they're on the bench. So they all want to play. They look like they're playing with a smile as well, which and we're playing a brand of football that's easy on the eye. You know, it's not defensive. It's playing with two wingers and getting forward at every opportunity, which is pleasing to watch, especially when you're going away from home. You know, you don't want to be watching a shut-up shop 0-0 from the first minute. You just want to go. And be honest, our fans are enjoying this season. Last season was brilliant. We just missed out on the playoffs when we got there. This year, with the cup run, we're just going from strength to strength. You know, we're building our fan base. Hopefully, the new ground will happen at some point. You know, we can move on from there because it's quite a hot spot, Sittingbourne, it could be. You know, we've held our own against two teams. We've beaten step 3. We've won twice at Dover away from home in both cups. So, you know, they're not freak results. So it just says something, really, just how well we've done. And that's down to the manager and his backroom boys and getting them keyed up every game. You know, he won't settle for second best. He's quite a perfectionist, and he demands. So you know it's been something else to watch. You know, it'll be interesting Saturday. I'm really looking forward to this game. Me and my wife are coming up, going to get there nice and early. I haven't been there for years. Your ground, so your ground share with Thamesmead, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, I remember it. And, you know, I'm looking forward to, hopefully, as you say, the pitch is off. It's not iced off. And I will be looking for something else to do, which is not going to be happy because we've been playing week in, week out. We've got lots of Tuesday games coming up, so we really can't afford another, a fourth one to be on a Tuesday night, really.
So, Mark, were you expecting this season, or has it come as a bit of a surprise?
No, not really. After last season... last season was a total surprise. I'll be totally honest with you. Never expected to be where we were in the playoffs. Obviously, I think the manager and the players did. But when we started the season, I expected us to, you know, I've been quite happy with a top 8 finish. When we got to the playoffs and we lost, you know, it was very disappointing. But we know that the next season we were going to be better. And this season, I fully expected a minimum of the playoffs. And if you've been following for Sittingbourne for years, you'll be laughing at that because we're normally 14th, 15th place. or have been in previous seasons. So it's not been a pretty watch, being honest with you. I've been going for years, and we've been on the end of a few gubbins and whatever. But yeah, the supporters go week in, week out. We follow the team. We win with the team. We lose with the team. We draw with the team. No one. You won't get anyone shouting any. And we played at Ashford and we conceded the 90 plus minute with their first shot on goal. It was hit off the goalie, hit against the defender, and no one batted an eyelid. We're disappointed, and so was the manager and everyone else. But you move on. We should have been top, but that's how it is. No one complains. We just get on with it. On to the next game.
Yeah,
that's how our supporters are.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, because like we've said there's a real good, even from outside, there's a real good feeling down in Sittingbourne at the moment, it seems, as you say there, and you touched on it a minute ago with your cup run, but we touched off recording. Southend away, is it away you're down there?
We are, yeah.
Massive game for Sittingbourne, with all due respect. I know you say you get a good following, and you're looking at the players looking for promotion, but a National League side away, what a day out that's going to be.
No, we haven't. When all our fans that's what they said they wanted, either Southend away or Southend at home. Me, I'm probably about the only one that didn't. I wanted one of the grounds up north that we hadn't been to, be honest with you, for a lovely away day. But Southend's a good second prize. It's going to make lots of money for the club. You think about it, it's split three ways. If they get anywhere up 3,000-4,000, at £15 a ticket, it's going to be good money for us. Which we would have got.
And just a little side note before I let Rob come in with some stats and figures, we do definitely hope you beat them, because they beat us at Best Non-League Podcast at the Football Content Award. So go smash them, the swines. Yeah. But go on, Rob, you're the stat man, so come on, throw in some figures about goals and all that.
Yeah, go on then. So I'm looking at the goal scorers, and you've got 4 or 5 of them who are putting them in regularly. So Mitchell May, obviously, 21 goals so far, but you've got Troy Howard, Ryan Kingsford, you've got Henry Sinai. They're all banging them in. So are they working how are they working as a unit? I mean, obviously, Mitchell seems to be right there out in front of everybody else, but the rest of them are all chipping in. It must be great to watch.
Oh, it's totally amazing. If we be honest, Mitch hasn't been playing the last 4 or 5 games. He's come off the bench, and later on, he got sent off at Winchester in the cup right at the end, and he had a 3-match ban. So the other players have had to come in and they chip in. As you can see, as you said, I think we got 5 players with 10 goals or more.
You got So you got Joe Bochy on 10, and as I say, Sinai, Kingsford, and Howard all on 11, and then May. So, but then you've got a couple of others below that. Liam Smith's on 8, Jack Stevenson's on 6. So they are coming from all over the place.
Exactly. The last 2 you mentioned are both our defenders. I think where our improvement definitely has been from our set piece maestro, Richie Hamill, who we signed from Sittingbourne. He takes all the corners, he takes all the free kicks. The deliveries are amazing. We scored a lot of goals from set pieces recently. In fact, we sing it again every time we have a free kick or a corner. Set piece again. It's we pile the players forward, and I've never known us score so many goals from defence. Long throws. We're not like a lumpet team, but by any stretch of the imagination, we play with 2 wingers, and they just constantly attack. We've got players like Ryan Kingsford, who works his absolute socks off up front. He holds the ball up. He's the Mitchell May gets all the plaudits with the goals, but I think he's been my player so far this season. What he does off the ball, holds it up, and chips in with the goals as well. So, it'll be interesting. As I said, Saturday, and again, especially we've got one of our old players plays for you. So I'll be interested in see how he's doing, because I see he's right up at the top of this goal scoring chart as well for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just looking at the form guide. Your last 6 matches, 4-0 win, 2-0 win, 2-1 win, 4-0 win, 3-2 win, and then a draw with Ashford, which must have been absolutely going.
It was. It was especially. It was horizontal rain for the entire time. Be honest with you, neither team deserved to win. We scored with our one shot. It was a poor game, played in dreadful conditions on the 3G. We went home. I went home quiet, but then we moved on to the next game. So, but as you say, to concede with the goal he didn't have a save to make in the entire game is a poor way to end the game for our perspective. But it happens, isn't it? You can't win every single game. You can't expect to.
No, of course. And the thing
And
is,
of course, it knocked us off the top of
yeah,
Ramsgate on top.
Ramsgate snuck back up. And that's the thing. I mean, I've obviously seen Erith play Sittingbourne in a cup at the moment, but I think the one team that's absolutely wowed me this season has been Ramsgate. And obviously, it's a shame if, from an Erith point of view, if Sittingbourne come down and wow us again in that game, because obviously we'll be watching you beating Erith. But you were saying that you're looking forward to this game, this banana skin. Why particularly this game, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. I look at some of your players that I recognise, like you've got Harry Taylor, we know well. Is it James Dye, your striker? He's a pretty good player. Andrew Dive. I recognise. Obviously, I don't only. I look out for the other teams, how they're doing, the players who they've got in, and it's just one of them. I've kept an eye on your results, and when you're looking at you're playing teams like Stenning Town, Littlehampton, we've played all them and they've not been very good. And I know when a team comes up from the South East counties like you did, the first season they normally play quite well. It's the same with the Southern combination with the teams. The first season they come up, they normally pretty well. So I'm not surprised at all that you're not in the bottom 5 or 6 at all, that you're flying quite high. So I looked at this game and I thought, I know you beat Littlehampton 4-1 recently. I know you had a shocker at Ashford. But your results have been pretty good before that, haven't they? So, I think you're quite a steady team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing with Ashford in the nice way. Like, I mean, I know you drew them, but like you say, there was a shocker, and there was a lot of things that come into it. We were a bit rusty, as Rob said. We hadn't played. That they are also no mugs as well. Like, they had a pretty slow start to the season, Ashford. But as we said when they were down there, Rob, weren't we? It's a little bit of a false position, and Ashford United aren't a bottom 5 team by any stretch. So now they're showing where they are. Where do you think this game will be won and lost, Mark? And who? I mean, without divulging too much information that we can send over to Woody for a sort of things. Look, who should the Erith fans look out for as your star man and the one to watch?
I would say probably Richie Hamill in the middle. Everything goes via him. He's just a maestro. Right. Yeah, clatter him and you'll be all right. I would say it's not to watch out for us. I found most teams put 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
You've got to go and try and win the game. That's what I would say the danger is. You've got to do what we do. That's what I would go. I like to see is my team going for it. That's the best form of defence is attack. You could play the old Kevin Keegan style. Why do you want to win 1-0 when you win 4-3? You've got to score one more goal than us because we're going to come to score goals. We've scored goals in every game this season. So we're more than likely going to score. So you're going to have to score at least 1 or maybe 2. So you're going to have to go for it. If you put your men behind the ball, then you're going to lose because we'll find a way, one way or another. If it doesn't happen with 11 players on the pitch, we've got 5 to come off the bench, i.e. like it happened at Herne Bay. We were 0-0 after 60 minutes. After 80 minutes, we were 4-0 up. Just by bringing fresh players off the bench, they're wingers, they're young.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, but that's what we've got. I look at like Ramsgate's team, and you look at the likes of Joe Taylor. We haven't got what I would class big name players that play for big, massive money. We got a collective that know their jobs, know the business. The manager drums it into them, and he will not have players that are not going to perform. If you're not at your optimum, you're not going to be in the team. So they know and they want to play every game. You see them after the game, they come over, they've got smiles on their faces. They're enjoying it, so they want to keep performing.
Yeah,
Which is the question you asked, which one? Sorry.
So you've got 10 players there who've all played over 30 games this season. And then you've got a whole bunch of others who are on like late 20s in terms of appearances. So they're all, these players, I'm guessing, are the core of your team. And if they're playing the same, if it's the same team week in, week out, that cohesion and that, they get to know how each other plays and what runs they're going to make and that stuff makes a world of difference.
Yeah, most definitely. It is as such that our goalkeeper basically can have a deck chair and a cigar. Literally had not a lot to do all season. We laugh at him when he comes off and said, "A good game, Harley." Literally, there's been games where the team hasn't even had a shot on target. So
again, thanks for that.
Yeah, which is if you don't have for me, I don't. I know it's going to sound sad, a bit sad. I like a contest. That's what I'm going to look forward to Saturday. I hope you have a go for it. I don't want us to come there and win 5-0 and clatter you without you trying.
Yeah, we don't. As a team, we don't tend to go there just to make up the numbers anyway. So I think you're going to get a game without a doubt.
Good.
So it's just a question of whether or not we can keep up because as I say, we haven't played for a couple of weeks. There'll be a bit of rustiness, I think. Shake that out of us, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. So we'll start wrapping this up now, Mark, and then obviously what we'll do is when it's the away fixture, we'll get you back on for that as well if you like. But
definitely.
What would you? Let's have your score prediction for the game. What do you reckon?
1-3.
Oh.
Harsh.
I'm gonna quickly jump in, Rob, so you don't nick my answer. We score goals, we let in goals. You score goals. Harley's going to be on his deck chair and not realise one's gone past him. I'm going to go for 2-2.
2-2, okay.
So you knew I was going to say 2-2. But because I'm not a shithouse, I am going to go for 3-2 to the Dockers. I think we'll nick it.
Excellent. Little battle commence.
Yeah, those golden goal tickets that you can buy on the gate for just £1. So here's me trying to sell it. Will be popular. And programmes, Mark. You asked
lovely
the other day.
Lovely, exactly. I've. This is one thing that a lot of ours have been collecting them for years, and we hate the teams that don't do them. My wife will tell you I've got the most massive collection of them, and I've got one from every game I've ever been. So. Yeah, believe it or not,
we do a nice programme, even if I say so myself. So
2 great writers, Mark. 2 phenomenal writers.
Yeah,
excellent. Well,
fantastically designed, well put together, beautifully printed. It's a lovely programme.
Proofread and everything.
So, how many people are you going to be bringing, Mark?
Make sure I'll be purchasing one for you off you at 1:30 on Saturday.
Yeah.
How many people do you think you're going to be bringing, Mark?
Well, I would. I think the weather's set a bit fairer for Saturday. I would hope, especially with knowing we've got Southend and there's such a buzz at the moment. If we don't have over 100, I would be disappointed.
That's a very decent number to bring away. Very decent number to bring away.
Well, as I said, at Winchester in the Cup, which is miles away, I think we had about 100, over 130. So, it's... We travel, it's very strange. We get an average of 300 home gate, but a lot go away because they enjoy it. Doesn't matter where it is. Littlehampton Saturday before Christmas, I think we must have had 80, 90 down there at least. So, but that's usual. We travel wherever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, lovely stuff.
And
All right,
yeah.
Well, on that note, I will look forward to seeing you, Mark. Make sure you grab us, and as usual, I'll let you buy me a pint. As standard.
Absolutely. We'll meet you in the bar.
Yeah, we'll return the favour at Sittingbourne. So, from me, Michael Avery, from Mark Craig from Sittingbourne, and from Rob Grant from Erith Town, we bid you farewell and up the Dockers.
Up the Brickies.
Oh, we know it.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.